Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back on our Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Today, taking a look at a character from the Ahsoka Disney Plus series. It is Morgan Elsbeth, who I guess also appeared in The Mandalorian Season 2. I think it was Season 2. Pretty cool character. Very happy, not happy, very interested in her character. I was a pretty big fan of her character in both The Mandalorian and then further into Ahsoka when they expanded a bit more on her character and whatnot. And if you haven't watched Ahsoka yet, I'll probably mention some spoilers, just so you know. I mean, you've had ample time to watch it, but yeah, if you care at all about that, I guess don't watch this video. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Yeah, this is a really cool figure actually. It was a character I was wanted to have a figure of. There's a TVC figure and then there's this Black Series figure. And I actually thought I was just gonna get the TVC figure and skip the Black Series one, but I saw both in store, and TVC figure doesn't look like a bad figure, but I don't know. The soft goods, lower skirts didn't look as good as I thought it would, and the head sculpt didn't look nearly as good either. But this figure, I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I did get it on like a little bit of a Black Friday sale. It wasn't like a crazy discount, but I saved like $8 or $9 or something, so it's not too bad. But I think this is kind of a sleeper figure of the year. I'm not going to lie. I think there's a few of those this year. I think this is one of them. There are reasons why people are going to pass on this. I'll get into those. But anyways, moving on to the definite best part of the figure. It is the head sculpt and the face printing. I think they really nailed it with this figure. I think any company would be hard pressed to do better for this character. I think it looks really good. The sculpt and then the face printing, I think, just turned out really well. It really captures the look of the actress playing the character. The way they have her eyes, the eyebrows and everything, the lips all look really good. She's got the little tattoo or marking or whatever on the forehead that looks really nice. I really like the hair. The hair is sculpted nicely, and then it has that nice grayish, blondish. I don't know how to really explain the color of it. This lighter color that then fades into the darker color, I think, is done really well and looks really nice. Some additional paint brushing to maybe bring out the hair detail would have been kind of nice, but overall, I think it looks really good. I like the little sculpted extra strands here and there. It's just a really good sculpt. This is probably one of my favorite head sculpts and face prints in the Black Series. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks really nice. The rest of the figure isn't super complicated. She just got this red, very Night Sister looking upper tunic or whatever. It does have some nice lighter red brushing across the chest there to bring out some of the sculpted detail of the outfit. And you've got kind of this ribbed wrappings on the arms with a lighter red around the hands. That looks good. The belt or sash looks nice. This little gold painted buckle or whatever that's supposed to be. And then the plastic skirt, dress, whatever, looks fine. Has a nice sculpted texture detail to it. Looks pretty good. And deceptively, this figure actually isn't 100% new sculpting. The waist and legs are actually reused from the Dark Side Ray / Asajj Ventress, which is kind of interesting. I think the reuse is actually pretty smart because it's being completely covered by a dress anyways. You'd never see it. And also, even if these legs aren't accurate to the actual show's costume, it's probably fairly plausible. You know, they're very Night Sister looking, so it fits well enough. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty smart reuse, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, there's not actually a whole lot else to say look-wise. There's not a ton of going on. It achieves what it's trying to achieve, which is look accurate to Elsbeth from the show, at least up to a certain point. In terms of articulation, you have the dumbbell joint at the base of the neck as well as the base of the head. She looks up, I know, pretty decent amount. Looks down just a little bit. Pivot's pretty good, though. You can get a decent amount of attitude and personality out of that. Hinges at the shoulders. They move out. They move forward. These flared out shoulders get in the way a little bit. It's not too bad. Single hinge at the elbows. They move about 90. And then swivels at the wrists. Those up and down hinges at both wrists. A waist torso joint, which moves okay. It doesn't crunch very far back, but it actually goes pretty far forward. It does pivot an okay amount and rotates. And then you do have hip joints. The dress or robe or whatever is actually 4 separate pieces. You got the side flaps, the back flap, and the front flap. So you do have four cuts in it to allow for articulation. So she can spread them out pretty far. You get them around. Their kicks out pretty much all the way. It goes back a bit. You have a swivel cut at the thigh, double or not double, sorry, single hinge at the knee that goes a bit past 90. I just there we go, mucked up the knee there. Then hinges at the ankles, as well as rockers for ankle pivot. So decently articulated figure. You definitely get some good poses out of her. The plastic robe is definitely going to hinder some articulation, but you do get more articulation out of it than you'd maybe expect. Unfortunately, now the biggest flaw with this figure, which is why I didn't just get it immediately, is that she comes with no accessories, which is pretty unfortunate. Now, I get that because maybe they didn't want to spoil some things from the show, or maybe they just didn't even know some things that she was going to use in the show. Because that's why they didn't include some stuff. Like, she has the blade of Talzin in the show. She doesn't come with it. It would have been cool if she did. Obviously, her face ends up looking different in the show. I imagine we'll get another version of this figure coming out with those accessories and the face, but she doesn't even come with like the little map orb or whatever. That would have been a nice accessory for her to come with. Even some interchangeable hands. Like, she comes with grip hands with nothing to grip. Some open hands and maybe even some effect part or something for the Night Sister magic would have been really nice. Even though she didn't use it in the show, I'm pretty much sure she pretty much looks like this in Mandalorian. It would have been nice if they even just included the Beskar spear because she has the hands for it. She's got just two tight grip hands. It almost feels like they meant to include the Beskar spear with this figure and then for whatever reason just didn't bother to do it. But I do have the Beskar spear from the second season SH Figuarts Mandalorian figure. And it actually works really well. She's got like the perfect grip for this accessory, which is kind of funny. And it looks really good on her. But she definitely just should have came with her own accessory. But I will be using this spear with her. I think it looks good. She'll be put on the Mando shelf, or Disney Plus shelf, honestly, at this point. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the figure itself. So I guess we'll just do some comparison stuff. There's not a whole lot of stuff to compare it to, I guess. But here she is with the Mandalorian HK-87 assassin droid from earlier this year, I think. And they look pretty good together. If I could get another cheap one, I wouldn't mind getting a second one, just have two to flank her. Or the one that came out in the same wave. If I can get that figure for cheap, I'll get it. But otherwise, I'm not going to because it doesn't have enough paint. And doesn't come with the electrostaff accessory should have came with. Here she is with Marok, which I think those two look good together as well. If Marok looks a little different than yours, it's because I did do a little bit of customizing to darken up the armor a bit that I think turned out pretty good. And then with her master, Grand Admiral Thrawn, they haven't done a show, Grand Admiral Thrawn, yet, but this is the archive release. And I think these two look really good together as well. So overall, I think this is actually a really good figure. Like I said, I think it'll be kind of a sleeper figure of this year because I think it does look good. It has good articulation, and that head sculpt and face print is just really, really well done. It's very impressive. It just sucks this came with no accessories. If this figure came with accessories, I'd say, yeah, it's definitely worth it at full price, and you should definitely go out and get it. And if you're interested in the character and collect Black Series, then I would still recommend picking it up because it is a nice figure. But I would maybe wait to get it on sale. I was able to find it on sale. It hasn't been that long. I was already able to get like $8-9 off. Given time, you might be able to get it for even cheaper because this one's definitely not going to be a hard one to get. So maybe wait for a sale, but otherwise I would recommend picking this one up if you're interested. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.